All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays and Fridays, or Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. Hope everyone is well this morning. We are looking at the crypto markets this morning after what we saw at the beginning of the week. All right, so we've got Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum. We also have Cardano that you're going to talk about. All right. So let's get right into it. Now, we are looking, as I said, we're looking at the crypto market. All right. And what we're seeing here is a decline. However, it is not a cause for concern simply because of the following reasons. All right. So since the beginning of the week, the crypto market experienced a significant downturn. Like I said, since the start of the week, influenced by various factors. The market cap fell almost 1% as a result of the profit taking that's happening at the moment in the crypto market, despite weekly gains, despite the gains we saw in the previous weeks. Now, investors have locked in profits following Bitcoin and ETH rallies, especially Bitcoin and ETH rallies, because Bitcoin rallied to 1,016 or rather 116,000, that is BTH, and then you've got Ethereum that pushed towards $4,600. All right, so those are the weekly gains we saw in the past weeks. So now there's been a profit taking that's happening. However, the overall structure remains bullish. The altcoin season index also dropped almost 6% as capital rotated out of performers like Solana assets, right? We also had ETFs inflows a couple of months ago, and there's been capital rotation, right? The US Fed, rate cut failed to spark a rally. Inflation in the US is way above target, and weak US labor market pushed investors toward safe haven. Hence, gold is still pushing up, but the dollar is strengthening. So if you were looking at the dollar and then you saw the dollar is strengthening, but gold is still pushing up, is as a result of what I just mentioned. Gold is a safe haven. So whenever there are weak results, whenever there are weak reports, gold will remain bullish. All right. So now we're looking at the crypto market this morning. We've got Bitcoin that as this is the sharp decline I spoke about. So last week we didn't have any volume, and then this week we're getting a sharp decline. But if you take a look at this chart, it remains bullish, and at the moment price has come back to this support again. Right, we've tapped this support again one more time. So from there, we're anticipating, should price respect this area, we're anticipating the market to continue pushing towards the upside. All right, so the price is still bullish. Price broke above this, what was a resistance, now coming back as support, and there's still pressure on the lower time frames, right? There's a bit of pressure on the lower time frame. So we're anticipating a rejection and then for price to push towards the upside. Should the market break below this, then it's going to give us a different scenario altogether, which we'll talk about. But as it is right now, should we see a bounce, then we're likely going to see Bitcoin continue pushing towards the upside. This is just the move to create structure. All right, you've got your Ethereum that is also bouncing from this area here. So it broke this area, right? This was a resistance, it broke it. Now it's coming back as support, right? The last time we spoke about this, I mentioned that there's a possibility that Ethereum is going to first come back down to this low because of this structure here, right? It is there now, it is on that low, right? Because of the structure. So now what we're anticipating, or what we're looking for, is for price to bounce from this area, right? We might see a slight break, right? We might see a slight break before price goes up according to the structure. But we're looking for, whatever happens, we're looking for a higher low to form, and for price to continue pushing towards the upside. All right, and then you've got your Cardano, which you guys can see the structure is still bullish. Despite this move towards the downside, the structure remains bullish, right? We still have that higher high, we still have the previous higher low, and now we are looking for the next higher low to form before we get a push towards the upside. All right, so this one remains bullish. Just a matter of time before we get a higher low, before price continue moving towards the upside. So where the market is right now, the market might break this low, right, one more time before it goes up, because we are also looking at this possibility. We're also looking at this possibility, price coming back down before it rallies towards the upside. All right, so this is how it's looking. Just a bit of patience that's needed. That is Cardano, that is Ethereum, as well as Bitcoin. All right, so the structure remains bullish. Corporate interest is fueling that positive sentiment on the crypto, despite the market cap falling, despite the weekly declines. Corporate interest still fuels positive sentiment on the crypto. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That is the crypto. We have Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum, we've got Cardano. Right, let's just give them a day or two to form, and then we will come back with more updates. However, there's a lot of opportunity on the crypto. I've been vocal about this since June, since May, since April. I've been vocal about the crypto giving us a lot of opportunity, right? So you guys must not miss out. So that's it, guys. We'll come back with more updates, but yeah, keep a very close eye on the crypto markets. All right, and I'll catch you guys back again tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy and cheers.